Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. My name is Raven, and today we are going to be doing a day in the life. I specifically scheduled this day to be a day off. I have started trying to take one weekday off, including my weekends, which I've started taking at least one weekday off so that while my husband is at work, I can just craft and do all of the things, and it's really been really fun. But I started the day off a little bit early and started playing some music because we have a lot of morning traffic right outside of our house and it's always really loud, so music helps cover it a little bit and make it a little less jarring. It's a little jarring when it happens. So after getting up and going to the bathroom, I did some yoga. I was super sleepy this morning, so I didn't really focus on doing my normal yoga routine. I just got a little bit of movement in, a little bit of loosening up, and a little bit of just like wiggling in the spine to make it feel less stiff, which was really nice on this day. I think there are some days where like it's really fun to go after hip flexors and going after areas that I want to be more flexible, and then there are just some days where just a little bit of movement is just so nice and comforting. So after yoga, I got up and back into bed and read for a little while. These chapters are super short in this book, so I really like this book. I think it's very beautifully written, but I also feel like the chapters are so short and they jump around so much that reading big chunks of it just throws me off and I get really confused. And I have read this book before, but I still am just getting confused. I don't really remember it from the first time I read it. So I read until I was ready to get up and go get some breakfast after making my bed, of course, because my husband steals blankets, and if I don't make the bed, they end up all on his side of the bed, and then I get very cranky. Since this was like a week after Thanksgiving, we were still trying to clean out the last bits of Thanksgiving leftovers, so I included some sweet potato casserole in my breakfast, which is just really good. And after Thanksgiving, we actually decided to just keep making some of the Thanksgiving dishes until we got kind of sick of them. I made a lot of spinach dip because it just turned out to be really good with my lunches. I went ahead and showered and then put on some more loud, energetic music and set a timer for my espresso machine to warm up. And while it was warming up, I just did a little bit of cleaning. I really struggle with dishes, and because of like all of the dishes that go into Thanksgiving, and then my husband gets on a kick of wanting to cook more often. This week I was not particularly feeling great about dishes. I have actually made my dish routine a little bit better, and I'm probably going to talk about that in a later video, but this week was sort of the reason why I felt the need to do all of that. So my goal was not to get all of the dishes done, it was just to get some more done so that the cycle of dishes was just moving forward. I will say that the worst thing ever happened, and I ran out of caramel while making my coffee, and it's really upsetting, and it was a really hard time, but I persevered and I made it through. Though I will say, I don't think whipped cream is worth it if you don't have caramel. I don't like whipped cream very much on its own, I guess, but whipped cream with caramel on top of coffee is so good. Yeah, I didn't have caramel, and I didn't realize I didn't have caramel, which just made it even sadder. After I finished up my coffee, I went into my office and started taking care of Mischief's needs. On days that I clean his litter box, I try not to feed him until after I've cleaned it, because he will like hide his salad under the hay that he pees on, so I feel like I just end up throwing away his food. So I went ahead, cleaned his litter box, and then had to sweep everything. I think one of the main things that I did not consider when getting a rabbit and getting an animal that eats hay is how frustrating hay is. I've never had an animal that eats hay, so like I've got very minimal experience with it, but wow, hay gets everywhere. It's all over my hallway, and it just gets in every room, including the rooms that the rabbit can't even get to. It's bonkers, and it's everywhere, and there's so much hay, and it's so hard to sweep because it just escaped the broom. It just completely escaped. After that, I went ahead, started playing music in the sunroom, took Mischief in there with me, and started setting up the paint. I spent a few hours just painting over some of the flowers that I decided I didn't really like too much. I think they were like a good start, but I realized what I did like and what techniques I felt comfortable using, so I just wanted to paint over those. And now I'm just going to paint over all of them, actually, because I have realized that what I intend this canvas to be doesn't really make as much sense with flowers. I want to go practice painting clouds after I finish editing this video, and so that will be a fun day. Hopefully I can finish this voiceover. I've done it like 4 times because I just keep feeling awkward. It's not a work day, so it just feels odd to me. Mischief, of course, kept offering his help and expertise in all areas. He also tried to sample the paint water. We did not have any mishaps. I think I did a pretty good job of watching him, other than when he got behind the painting, and I didn't realize it until he was basically pushing it onto me. It was funny, but like also not great, but it could have had a much worse ending. I actually didn't end up wearing paint, so I guess all's well that ends well. After I got a good bit of painting done, I went ahead and started on some lunch. Basically, I've been eating grown-up Lunchables, and so I just had some lunch meat and some cheese wheel things, and then some spinach dip and crackers. This is actually a pretty comfortable lunch for me since I don't have a lot of an appetite during the day, and I just don't want to be bothered by making lunch every day. So I really like the whole charcuterie board thing. I think it's great. So after eating lunch, I cleaned up any of the paint supplies that I had left out and got it all rinsed off and everything. I probably should have done that before I went to eat, but I'm guessing that I probably waited too long to eat and was starting to get shaky, so I didn't. And so after that, I cleaned everything up and then went and prepped to film some TikToks while there was still daylight. And while I'm talking about TikTok, what kind of TikToks would you guys like to see if you are viewers of TikToks and Reels? Because I don't know what to make and I feel like there's too many things to make. Setting up some TikToks, just some knitting videos in the cozy room, and a freaking brown recluse just crawled right out from under Mischief's box while Mischief is in the box. And then I couldn't find it, and then I found it, and I got it, and then I went to go talk to you, and there was a freaking needle on the floor. This room is a death trap. I've had an adrenaline rush. I have therapy a little bit. I found it, I got it, oh my God. When they pop up in my parts of the house, I just put them in a jar and I take them outside, but no, he was too close to Mischief, was not about to deal with that. No, absolutely not. You're such a good boy. I love you so much. Yeah. Ha. So I finished up this afternoon with my first teletherapy appointment with my new therapist. This was the third therapist of 2021. And then I just took some time to decompress after. And when I felt ready to pick up the camera again, I made some cookies and worked on training with Mischief, which he's such a good boy. He's such a smart boy. I wish I knew how to train him more, but I'm slowly getting there, but I think he's doing so freaking good. He's so cute. Set a timer for 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. Starting now.
I tried to hang out with my husband and watch Gilmore Girls on the couch, and Mischief was not a fan of this, and he was, I think, jealous, and he only bit my leg once, but he was just so sassy about it and so menacing. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, they've warmed up to each other a little bit more, but yeah, no, Mischief is very much a mama's boy, I'm guessing, and it's just hilarious and also a little painful when, my leg is being bit. But after some relaxing and eating of the cookies, we went to bed. I put on the Great British Bake Off, and I've started using a sleep timer, which is actually really helpful. And that brings us to the end of our day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, or that tomorrow is better. Please hit subscribe if you like cozy content, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see coming up this year. I will see you guys hopefully on time next week. Bye.